My name is Collince. I am a musician, a music teacher, a music producer. I am a husband to one female wife, beautiful. These days you have to be specific. A full-time father as well to one handsome boy.
My name is Shiphira, married to the most handsome husband in the world, Musumba Collince. Yes, and blessed to be a mother of one. I'm a midwife by profession, and I love singing. I love music. So he's in the music industry. We are in the music industry together. This is our love story.
How did we meet?
Well, the very first time we met, we were in school, and that was Bugema Adventist Secondary School. After our primary schools, we went to Bugema Adventist Secondary School, and that is where we went in our senior one. That is in Uganda. So I'm Ugandan, he is Kenyan, and we are brought together by going to the same school. And we start studying Form 1. We got friends, I think, when we were in Form 2, because, yeah, I think that is when we got to interact.
Yes, it was in Form 2.
Yes.
What made us interact was she loved music, I loved music as well. So
Yeah.
she had already joined the choir. I think sauti yangu haikuwa imeona kama
No, you were
naimba.
mostly busy in the piano, so you can't say huko unaweza
So that's
imba.
how we were able to meet. We were friends for some good years. We became actually close friends at about Form 3, Form 4.
Yes, Form 3.
And of course, best friends, that's where you are told, ule ni crush wangu, So I know of her list. And
Why are you
definitely,
making it feel like I had so many on the list?
of course, pretty faces come with.
Okay, I'm humbled.
And of course, some boys used me as the bridge since I was a friend to her. So basically, that's how we met. But we started dating in A-level, Form 5. Right?
Yes, it was October 2013. Yes, we had this beautiful trip, a choir trip to my former primary school. So we tagged along with the many choir members that we were. By then we were the ones that were leading the choir, the two of us. And on our journey to that trip, he calls me to sit with him where we were in the bus, where we were the one that we were using to travel to Western Uganda. So from Central to Western, it was quite a long distance. And because he did not, I figured out he had never gone to Western Uganda, and maybe he wanted to ask some questions, but it was at night. So when he called me, I was kind of critical, like a lady. You always have those signs that you have seen that show somebody is actually interested in you. He used to show me that he's interested in me, but he had never said it like formally. I know he's looking at me like, what are you saying? He always told me, even when we were friends, that I love you. And obviously, like a friend, you just laugh about it and it goes by. And he said, I love you every day. Every day we would meet and he would be like, I love you. But I had never taken it as that serious, graduating to the I love you of I want to be your boyfriend or something like that. So this time round, when he calls me, I kind of figured out maybe this is a time that, to be honest, I had been waiting for that time. Yes, I had been waiting for that time that he would tell me openly, these are my feelings towards you. If I say you're my boyfriend, I will be lying. Why? Because he has never asked me of something like that. And then I can't say he's my brother because we are not related. He's from Kenya, I'm from Uganda. We are differently located. We can never be siblings, you know. So I was like, you're more than a brother. So I didn't say you're my brother, I said you're more than a brother.
You see, so long as umeweka brother hapo ndani, hiyo inamaanisha mtu ameingia bro zone officially. So nikaanza kujiuliza, where did I go wrong? Ama mimi nafaa tu nikuwe padri.
Unasikiliza tu dhambi za watu.
So that's how of course, if it is to happen now, I'd have done it differently. But that's how it went. I wrote asking, who am I to you? At least nirushe ball kwake ndo nione kama anaweza fanya hii maneno ikuwe rahisi kidogo.
And the very first thing that came to my mind, I was like, this must be hard for him, but I don't want it to come from me because I had a relationship that I am the one who took the step of asking who the person is to me, and I actually went ahead and said, I love you, and it did not turn out right. So I didn't want this time to be one of those times, and at least the moment he found me was a moment of I want to focus on me and my studies and my career. So this time he's telling me all this. In my mind I'm like, I'm not going to take this step, but I still feel I should because I liked him. He was fun. He has always been fun to be around, you know. So I was like, well, I have written that, but I think I can do something. So I went to sleep over it. I prayed to God and I was like, God, if it is this time, like, let it not hurt me, let it not hurt my feelings again. I just want to be in love, and in love for the last time, like that crazy love for, this should be the person I get married to. Because I was kind of strict with life, I think, by then. I didn't want to play around. I needed a person who would date me for a purpose. And you see, it being his first time was quite tricky. He just wants to have a girlfriend like any other person has a girlfriend. So we were on those crossroads. But then the following morning, I prayed to God and told him, I just need one sign. If I go to the cafeteria this morning and find him there, then I'll just say, I love you. And first I came out, I was, I think, the first lady to come out of our dormitory. I went to the classroom, he was not there, so I decided to go to the cafeteria and look for him. And I found him seated in the cold. It was raining, it was very rainy. It was a cold morning, so I found him seated there without a sweater, trying to concentrate and read. And then I was like, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I have something to tell you. I love you.
So, her having told me that she loves me was quite a relief. Unajua hapo nilikuwa nimekataliwa na wasichana sijui kama wangapi, mpaka nikaanza kujiuliza sijui mimi labda nilizaliwa kuwa padri. But anyway, the biggest problem I had now, nikaanza kujiuliza what have I gotten myself into, is the next time we are meeting, the lady wants to know where this relationship is heading to. Am I planning to marry her? And you know, marriage from 5, it was not adding up. So nikapotea wiki kama mbili. But somehow we got together and decided that let's take a day at a time. And we thank God that He led us through the days of our dating. We proceeded to different schools. She went to midwifery school. I went to do nutrition before nitoroke kuja kufanya mziki. But our love kept on blossoming. So we continued dating, though now when I came to Kenya, it became a distance relationship, definitely. And one thing which was hard was communication, of course. I don't know if it's just natural that ladies want to talk more, and I was not used to that. They want to talk and talk. You tell them, I love you in the morning, I love you in the afternoon, I love you in the evening. But of course, with time, God gave me the grace to understand, and it became part of me. I think we were in the dating life for
6 years.
6 years.
Yes.
6 years. And of course, we had some trips to Kenya of her, definitely without her parents' knowledge. But on my end, the very first time she came, I took her home because I knew this is the lady I want to marry. Na naona huyu akiniponyoka sioni nikipata mwingine. So the first time I took her home, and my mom loved her even before she came to know that we are going to get married. I remember we used to have choir CDs for our school, and whenever she could see the solo part where she's singing, she could say, I wish this was my daughter-in-law. Partner, companion, lover and friend, keeper of all things I hold dear.
I see you before me, and my heart is filled with joy for everything that has brought me here.
And I have tomorrow to look forward to, for God has given me you to love and to hold, to cherish and honor, to love and call my very own, to share all I am with, body, head, and soul. You are mine, and I am yours, to love and to hold. Coming to now being parents, like when we got into a relationship, my biggest worry was I might never have a child, because when I was young, I got a back condition, and the orthopedic surgeon that was attending to me then told me if I can avoid marriage and relationships and stuff like that, that would be perfect for me, because my body cannot contain weight. If I gain weight, it usually came with a lot of disadvantages. I would feel pain, I would literally not move, not sit, not stand. So it was that bad that this orthopedic surgeon decided to advise me, if I'm to get married, maybe it's just a contract marriage where you do not have to have children or stuff like that. And then naturally, I'm a person who loves children. I really loved children from like childhood, and I felt that was like killing all the spirit that was left in me. But then I said, who is like my God? Like, there is nothing impossible. Though I pointed this out at the beginning of our relationship to my husband now, that I might never have a child, and if you're fine with that, then we can go on. If you're not, I would love you to move on. Like, get another lady who can love you and still give you everything, like full happiness in the marriage. You get the ideal marriage that you want to have, because marriage is not like a classroom where you get in and get out. It is a lifetime commitment, and if you're to commit with someone, you must be able to compromise at all costs, whatever package they have in them. So my husband says he's fine with it, and what shocked me is when he actually got to know that, he told the mother about it and said, I'm fine with this lady I'm going to marry. If she doesn't have a child, it's not a thing for you to worry. If we need a child, if there will be need of a child, we'll go and adopt.
And to me, that melted my heart, because this is a man that you would never find. Like in a million, it is one, and he was that one that God blessed me with. And I really got humbled when we got the news of I'm pregnant. My husband on the other side was very excited. He also had worries, but he was more excited than worried. And God is just, who is like God? Like his timing is perfect. When we got married, we actually had plans of having children. Even when we knew there was this science about it, we were telling ourselves we'll have our first baby after 3 years. And our first baby is making a year, and we are, 2 years in marriage. So like God's timing became perfect. Why do I say perfect? We got the news on the 9th of January 2020. We had Corona setting in March. And all this time, we had time to ourselves, like we as a couple. And it was a beautiful time for me all throughout pregnancy. I don't know what it was. What was your best moment in the pregnancy?
Briefly, I will just say about the things which amused me. You were the first pregnant woman I was having close contact with. I am seeing how things are moving. See, I had never seen a person eating a full barrel of watermelon at 3 a.m. in the night. And just feeling smell ya kitungu hata kama si kwetu, yani it just puts her off. It was a beautiful experience, though also a learning experience to me. I had a lot to learn, and I think for men outside there, this is time that you can really bond with your wife, your soulmate. This is when they really need you. Nafika ile time yenye amekuwa kama mpira sasa kuturn pia. Mna turn na angles, you have to make some calculations. Kulia too, just out of nothing. Like you're just crying. But all in all, I can say our pregnancy experience was a beautiful one. We had some difficulty during the time for delivery. But it came out well as a testimony. The process of delivery when we were expecting our child was one that we live to tell as a testimony. We may not be able to get into the exact details, but from what she has told you, she was already diagnosed and told that she cannot be able to produce or carry a child. And then here we are. The baby was supposed to come around September or late October. Which month comes first? September comes first before October. Oh, okay. The first scan showed 16th October, then the next scan showed 9th September. So it was okay. So we were just from shooting one of our YouTube videos for our channel, and it was on Wednesday. 12th Wednesday, that is 2020. So after we had supper, the baby decided, here I come. Tumetoka kula vizuri, my wife tells me, I think my waters have broken. Saa hiyo ni saa 6, gari hakuna, corona ndo hiyo, kuna curfew. Unasema yes, sasa ndo hii. I remember pacing in the rooms around our house, not knowing what to do. Sijui ni pack nguo, sijui nipige simu, hata simu hii sijui napigia nani. But somehow Mungu alitusaidia tukafika hospitali. The baby came on the morning of Friday, that is 14th. And during the process ya yeye kuzaliwa, wale wenye walikuwa nafaa kusaidia mke wangu walikuwa wamelala. Yeah, so it is quite sad memory, yet again a testimony. I think God wanted to prove a point that to us. Man can say this, but I have the last word. that even after being diagnosed with this problem, you can't give birth, even without the help of the midwives, I can still bless you with a wonderful child. So I know there are people who are in marriages, they have stayed there for 5 years, 4 years, and they have become point of ridicule in the places where they are working or they are staying because of being having a state of childlessness. I want to tell you that God is still in the business of blessing and giving people bountiful blessings of children. Just hold on to Him and He will bless you.
Yeah. And God has been gracious because he only got a cold like from the time he has been born up to now that he's going to make a year on 14th. He's never had like a serious illness, and we are grateful.
One lesson that I've learned in our married life and also in our parenthood life as first-time parents, that everyone has their own calendar. No one should tell you umechelewa sana kuolewa ama umechelewa kuoa. When it is the right time, you will know it's the right time.
Yes.
And when you get the right person, everything will fall into place. With money or without money,
yeah,
you can have a beautiful function. And when you get a person who truly loves you and also is close to their God, that is everything. They will understand you when there is money, when there is no money, when there is happiness, when there is sadness. And one thing that I really want to appreciate you for is you have not just loved me, but you have also loved where I'm coming from, my family, the way they are. You have taken them like your very own. And I'm really grateful for God for letting me have you.
Thank you so much. That made me water my eyes. I think marriage is actually what you actually decide to make it. It's a decision. What is usually killing the marriages these days is there is comparison. You want to see and compare whatever any other family or whichever couple that comes across or whatever you're seeing on internet. We want to be like those couples that we are seeing on internet. But in Kenya here, there is something that is said, vitu kwa ground ni different. I mean, you do not know where these people were when they sat down to shoot whatever they shot and put on social media for it to become an inspiration or a goal for you to achieve. Marriage is not trial and error to us because we believe that it is what you make it, and once you find that right person, take a long time to date and know the person that you're getting. Not date and get married and get out because you didn't know the person that you are getting married to. So take your time in the first stages. They say it is very good to break a relationship, but breaking a marriage would leave a lot of damage and scars on people's hearts. For example, now that we have a child, if I decide to walk out of this marriage, like it would not only be a burden to him but also to the child. And we are raising these children, the generation of tomorrow or the generation of today, like they say, you know. They need us. They need this parental love because we mold them. They have seen from this little child of ours, whatever he sees is what he wants to do.
If you get a chance to love to the best, love
yes.
completely. If you get a chance to have a marriage, give it your best, your time, your patience, your everything. And of course, when two people come together, hawa ni watu wamezaliwa pali tofauti. Of course, she's been brought differently in comparison to me. I'm a town boy.
I'm a village girl, you know.
You're going to make compromises to make this work. You have to make a deliberate decision every single day that when I am seeing things are not going well, I'll tone down and see how I can work towards making this work. And of course, if you put God first, He will lead your path. May God bless you. Thank you for listening and watching this episode, and thanks for Ebru TV having us here.